And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the ESL Open Cup number 190 Americas, papi. And we are here jumping in to, I believe, the quarterfinals. The round of 16. I should double check. We are jumping into a PvP and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood. We have the South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss. Apparently on Team Super, it is Nina. I was not aware she left LTK, but apparently so. So for now, we do have double gate openers as to be expected. So everything's looking quite normal for the time being. We are jumping in, I think, mid-series. I'm not entirely certain as to what the score is at the moment. Just trying to sort things out here as best I can. Just trying to figure some things out and make sure everything's looking good. So, un momento, papi, un momento. I'm just fixing the commands as well as best I can, and just making sure that everything is up to date. Submit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we are diving into this. Again, we are jumping in towards the center, the middle of the tournament as well. We were casting late last night, and I did want to sleep in a little bit, so going live an hour later than we usually do. It's fine, puppy. Don't worry about it. As we are just catching up with everything that has been going on, and so far, thankfully, just double gate openers into Stalker Sentry from Creator. We have double Stalker here from Nina instead, so a little bit more of an, double Stalker all around. So yeah, so far everyone's mirroring each other. Creator is going for a hatchery, going for an expansion. Likewise, so is Nina. So nothing too fancy yet. Creator does follow up with a couple of sentries. So with these sentries, is going to be able to scout and recognize what Nina is up to. Hopefully, do so, I should say, as well as push Nina away. So this can sometimes be a really risky thing to do. As a result, Creator does have less firepower, does have less of a presence on the map, but with the addition of these sentries, Creator is going to be able to get a scat off and try and figure out what Nina is up to. We can see Nina just fanning out her stalkers, making sure that there's no proxies, no pylons, nothing hidden out on the map. Likewise, we should see Creator do something similar here with those phoenixes, as the first hallucinated phoenix is moving out across the map. Trying to get a read on what Nina is up to. Let us go. And yeah, just double checking. Okay, this is the round of 16, and I'm uncertain if this is game 1, game 2, or game 3. I'll be honest, I doubt. We saw a lobby, we jumped in. I wasn't able to ask anyone anything. Actually, I could try and double check, because I believe I'm not the only caster here. You know what? Let me hop on over. Let me check. Oh, oh my god, this is the ace match. Oh my god. Okay. I was unaware, but we are getting into game number 3. All right, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this best of 3. You do love to see it, and both players being very adamant about scouting. I imagine this has been a pretty chaotic series, especially with Nina involved. She can be a very aggressive player, and yeah, both players just trying to make sure they are aware of what each other are up to. So far, outside of the scouting, of course, and the positioning of their units, we do see a Twilight Council, Blink Opener all around between both Creator and Nina. So nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the norm. As I'm also getting social media posts ready as well. It's fine, it's fine. Third base is on the way for both players. We did see Nina delay the third base of Creator for a moment. Did love to see it. But outside of that, Yeah, outside of that, we just see Creator getting eyes on this, but a little bit out of position. The Stalkers are getting a lot of hits in on this third base, looking for a cancel, but Creator's able to rock up in time. Does have the support of those sentries with Force Fields with the Guardian Shields, and Nina is going to respect that, is going to back off. Ooh, and yeah, both players, they're going to kind of chill for a moment here. I mean, Nina is looking to reinforce, does have additional Stalkers moving out across the map. Again, looking to try and take down this third base. Likewise, Creator sending a couple of adepts across the map instead, looking to get some economic damage done. 2 adepts do one-shot a probe, so these 2 adepts are quite deadly. It may not look like much, but they have a lot of potential available within them. As Nina rotates around, is able to get in between the third and the natural base here of Creator. Gonna be able to catch some of these transferring workers, who even does focus on that shield battery. Very nice pickup from Nina. Likewise, across the map, Creator gets into that mineral line. Not getting too much done here. It looks like a bit of an A move out of Creator. Does not target fire those workers. Was a little bit preoccupied here on the front lines instead. As I say, that looks like 6 probes did go down. I don't think we have WCS Game Heart, but it's okay. We can count. We can count. As the Stalkers are going to be just consolidating once again, moving out here to try to pressure that third. But pushing up this ramp is a difficult thing to do, and Creator does have a spotted pylon, does see it ahead of time. He's going to be able to reposition and respond. Rebuilds that shield battery. Immortal production has commenced. I believe we do have a robot for Nina, but we haven't headed towards any immortals yet. Just pure blink Stalkers for the time being, +1 of course. Creator does have a bit of an economic lead. A lot of this is because of the adept harass. I do believe that, again, they did manage to get some workers. Oh. As Nina does snipe one of those observers. Could be rotating between the bases, or could even come across the would-be 4th base of Creator. Likewise, Nina also working on her own 4th. Immortal has finally arrived though, and that's going to be a big issue for Nina, is that these Immortals, they can just add so much to an army, to an attack, to everything. Ugh. As Nina once again is going to be able to wedge herself in between these bases. Gets a sentry as she does back off. She does get eyes on the 4th base as well. Be trading blow for blow. Stalker for Stalker. But again, with that Immortal, Nina has to respect this position. Has to back off. Is going to lose additional Stalkers in the retreat. Oof. We're going to have to back off. And from there, Nina will just, back off and get into her own Immortal production. Have Immortals on the way, charge as well. Both players are kind of headed in similar directions, and overall, I would say that things are pretty even between them. I would say Creator maybe has a slight edge, again, with the overall army composition at the moment, but only at the moment, as I believe we don't have a Templar Archives from Creator, and Nina does already have hers on the way. So if Creator overinvests into Zealots, and it looks like he is, if Nina's able to get a couple of Archons out in time, then Nina will have a much more efficient fight. So there's potential here for Nina to just have a more complex army, have a more efficient army. We're getting there, ESL Americas. Okay. Hold on, I'm just posting on Instagram. I'm trying to post while making sure I don't miss anything too crazy here. I mean, it's been a relatively passive PvP, so thankfully I have been able to tab out from time to time. There we go. Share story. Speaking of passive though, that passivity is about to end as we do have a Zealot run by head towards the 4th. Likewise, a Prism moving out towards the 4th base of Creator. There is a lot of potential for both players to get damage done. Creator does have eyes on the army of Nina, and Creator is going to be able to reposition over here towards his own 4th base. Zealot run by is coming in. Likewise, Zealot run by also should be headed towards the 4th of Creator. Nina has one Archon. That one Archon has a lot of work to do. Does have a lot of work to accomplish. There comes that Zealot run by here, headed towards the bases of Creator. Unfortunately for Nina, we do have cannons and shield batteries, so Creator is pretty well set up to defend this without losing too much. I couldn't say the same about the 4th base of Nina. As the Zealots are being forced back, Nina likewise pulling back as well. Actually taking into disruptors. I'm a little bit surprised here. Creator does feel like he's one step behind in terms of tech overall. Just now working on his Temple Archives for Archons, and don't even get me started about the disruptor production. So Nina potentially could have an advantage with this. As long as things don't escalate too quickly and snowball out of control, which could happen, has happened before. Oh my god, it's Cody's not he was not looking for a moment. And here we go, Nina's going to be committing to this fight. Good force fields. Immortal is going to be focused down, but as I say that, we can see Creator just engulfing the army with his zealots, forcing the overcharge, pushing Nina back. At the same time, a massive attack here over towards the left-hand side. Nina is looking to break this fourth base. Likewise, her own fourth has been broken as well. A lot of workers have gone down. No shield batteries or cannons to support. The mineral line does fall. Meanwhile, here from Creator, he is going to be able to hold on. Again, that sack defense coming a long way, buying him a lot of time for his army to reposition and to force this back. And now we can see Creator takes a massive supply lead. All it takes is one fight. And to be fair, it wasn't one fight. It was one big moment where a mineral line got annihilated. An army got shut down as well. Creator, he's up 60 supply. Players, they were neck and neck. And if you remember, I was like, yo, Nina's gonna have a big advantage if things don't escalate too quickly and if they don't get out of control. That's exactly what happened. Disruptors are out, so technically we could see still a really good fight from Nina if we do get one juicy Nova, but I feel like one Nova isn't enough. We're gonna need 2-3 disruptors, and then Nina can go toe-to-toe with the army of Creator. Until that time, though, Creator is moving out. We have a massive Zealot army. Oh boy. Never goes off. Up. Good connection. Damn good connection here from that Purification Nova. But here comes Creator coming in from 2 angles. We have Zealots on the left. We have Stalkers on the right. Immortals going ham in the back line as well. These Archons are doing well against those Zealots. Zealots get absolutely annihilated. Oh my god. Nina taking a more efficient fight. Another Nova goes off. Ooh, big connection, even taking down an Immortal. Creator overextending. You can see the supplies are closing here. Again, the Archons put in a lot of work, the Disruptors as well. Nina, with a higher tech army, does trade far more efficiently. And now Creator's in a bit of trouble. As I say that though, Nina did lose 2 of her Archons and did lose her Disruptors as well. So that advantage that she had isn't there anymore. Does have to wait a little bit longer to recoup losses. And Creator backs off. And here we go. He's getting into his own second Robo and Robotic Spay. Very late transition into Disruptors, but it is on the way for Creator. Meanwhile, Nina is on the hunt. Not quite getting the Prism. Does trigger the shields on that Immortal. But this is a pretty tense moment here. Creator is getting his 4th base up and running, maintaining his economic lead. Again, no gases at the 4th, the 3rd, or the 5th base, so very Zealot heavy. Gases finally being taken here. But as we saw, Zealots they're not amazing, especially when the Archon count gets a little bit higher. So numbers are a little bit deceiving here. The soup sometimes does lie, and all these Zealots, they do provide an inflated supply for Creator. An army that's, you know, not really meant to last. And it looks like he's just rotating around, just posturing, getting into the rest of his Disruptors. Getting into a higher tier army. Creator's just waiting to get into that. Meanwhile, Nina getting into her own second Robo. This second Robo could have been taken faster, is what I will say if I want to be a little bit critical. If this Robo was thrown down earlier, we would have double Disruptor production, and Nina could probably be assertive at the moment. Could probably push out. That is not the case. The goal base is being taken from both players. As Nina is pushing out. Quite able to find a good angle of attack. Disruptors have now hit the field for Creator, and now things are evening up. Now it's still anyone's game. And this 4th base is not going to finish. Oh, but here come the Novas. Oh. Have to be very careful here with how we blink. with how we move forward. A couple of Zelts are being thrown around. Just trying to get a read on the army movement. Speaking of, Nova goes off. Oh! So far, just posturing, zoning each other away. We're not quite committing to anything. We do see a big committed Zealot run by over towards the right-hand side, and it's going to be able to trade more efficiently in favor of Nina, but we have reinforcements, like the Zealots. They're going to be cleaned up. Likewise, this fifth base from Nina is not going to complete. Is going to be cancelled. Meanwhile, Creator happily mining behind this. Has such an influx of minerals. And now it's not just double disrupt production. I believe a Dark Shrine did just finish for Creator as well. So Rabbis are coming in, but the positioning from Creator looking a little bit too good. Nina trying to fight out on the open instead. Oh, really good target firing on that charge. Running past the Zealots onto the sentry. But we have DTs. Oh god! Oh, and Nina, not looking for a moment, takes a massive Nova to the face. Loses a Disruptor, loses some Archons. And it does feel like Creator, he's just pulling Nina apart, especially with these DTs. Like this entire time, Creator, he's had observers all over the map, has detection everywhere, and this fifth base is going to be cancelled. Creator is getting around. We do have defensive DTs for Nina, to be fair, and observers did just hit the field. Up. Oh. Gonna Nova shaving off some units. A good counter Nova from Nina this time. That's a lot of disrupt. Oh my god, looking at the units tab here. 11 disruptors for Creator against the 6 of Nina. To be fair, all it takes is one. One good Nova could even take down most of these disruptors. So it is still very neck and neck. DT's trying to be cheeky to get caught out by the army. Again, Nina should now, obviously, she now knows that there is an observer in position. Up! That observer has just been paying off so much for Creator. Letting him know the army movements. Making it really difficult to push out. Here we go. Nina looking to push through the center of the map once again. The Creator is keeping up with the movement of the army. Up. Cheeky Nova's going to be going off, not quite finding any connections. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, the observer is going to get sniped from both players. Yeah, DTs are going to raise supreme, and it looks like the DTs should clean this up eventually. But as I say, that Creator is pushing on forward. At the same time, here comes the main army, the Novas. Yeah. So a lot of Novas protecting that natural, but Nina rotates over towards the 4th base instead. 5th is going to go down though. Trading a base for a base. Up! And all it takes is one. A massive Nova takes down almost half the disruptors here of Creator. For one moment, he was not looking. Meanwhile, Creator trying to sandwich the army, trying to come in from behind. But he just doesn't have too many stalkers. Nina did shoot first, but doesn't quite connect. We're playing with fire right now. But at the end of the day, despite the trades going in favor of our blue Protoss player from the side of the red from Creator, he has been trading a little bit better here on the right hand side. Has been denying bases, takes down some disruptors. 3 disruptors go down. And what's important is that in the war of attrition, like, Nina is running out of money. We do need more bases. We do need an economy. Nina is pushing up into the natural, up into the main. Likewise, Creator coming in from behind. Up. Now, Nina, of course, can always recall. There we go. Speaking of a recall, we just see a recall into the main base. Nina about to get surrounded. Ooh, Nova's are going to be going off big connections in favor of Nina, but there's just a little bit too much. The army is going to be going down. And we do force a recall to save whatever we can. But doesn't recall in time. Both players are hurting, but this is what is left. Looking at the unit side, we have 2 Disruptors from Nina, a handful of Stalkers, a handful of DTs, and Creator has so many mining bases. It's insane. Does catch some train workers. Creator, despite having bases, isn't able to mine from all of them efficiently. Novas are going to be going off here. Archon does go down. A little bit of friendly fire earlier. Creator trying to collapse on this army. His army is lagging a little bit behind. He's trickling in. But the surround is upon us. Oof, good target firing. Disruptors are going to be going down. And it looks like GG gets called. Creator will take game number 3. And the series 2-1. GG. A pretty intense game, and shout out to Nina because that was pretty close for the majority of the game. I remember it was neck and neck, and then of course Creator took a lead, but then that lead was lost when we saw a big fight with Nina having kind of a tech advantage with Disruptors, with Archons. GG, very well done. As I should turn on my cam. Un momento. Bam! There we go. There we go. But yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to Creator for, of course, taking down Nina. But yeah, it was very close, very neck and neck. Unfortunately, even though Nina was taking some better fights in initially to come back, didn't have the momentum to actually push out and capitalize and actually punish the economy of Creator. And that's really what propelled Creator forward, is his mass expansions, taking his 5th, eventually 6th, 7th, and 8th base. It was crazy how many bases he was able to get under his belt. And Nina, unfortunately, wasn't able to keep up with that, keep up with the bases, keep up with the economy, and eventually was overwhelmed. GG. And with that, Creator does advance on into the next round. Should fix that. There we go. Into the next round, where I believe Creator is going to be facing off against Solar, and we should be getting ready for that momentarily. Before that happens, I'm tweeting, Bob. I'm tweeting.